Hey, it's Laura. So now I've got a full body weight muscle workout for you. So if you don't have any equipment, that's fine. You got everything you need all ready. So let's begin with a little warm up. If you want to have some music on, pop on your favorite. We're just going to do a mini workout or warm up. If you feel like you need more of a warm up, if this is the only workout you're doing today, maybe try one of the 10-minute stretches. Let's take it to a step touch. If you're just coming off of one of the cardio classes like I am, you're already warmed up. But for those who aren't doing that, let's do a little warm up now. So we all know our own body. Let's take it to heels back. If you need more of a warm up, remember there are those 10-minute warm ups. So we're going to wind up working our whole body in just a few minutes, really, with no equipment other than what we already have. Let's take it to some knees. Let's add a little twist across. Bring it back down to our step touch. Let's do some jumping jack arms, half jack arms. And we'll take it wide. Just a regular march. Let's take a couple of deep breaths here. Inhale up, exhale. Bring it in, step touch, swinging arms this time. Belly button in, let's lift our chest. Lifting out through the crown of our head. And let's take it wide. So again, drawing in our navel, let's lift tall through our spine. We're going to take it to a twist, side to side. So everything we do today is going to be standing. I'll have some shorter videos for getting on the floor, because not everybody likes to do that. Also going to have some chair options. Let's bring it back to our march. We're going to bring our feet hip distant, soft bend in our knees. We're going to start with some pelvic tilts, tilting our hips forward. By drawing our navel in, squeezing our belly muscles toward each other. So hips towards ribs. Really think about squeezing. It should almost feel like a punch in the gut. So you don't want to do these right after eating. Trust me on that. Let's take it wide. Hula hoop, and let's go the other way. And again, let's do 2 deep breaths. All right, so if you need more of a warm-up, if you're not coming off of some other kind of warm-up, find one of those videos, do that, or do your own warm-up. You can always take a run or whatever kind of exercise you like to do and then jump into this. Just make sure you're warmed up before doing any of the weightlifting stuff. So we're gonna start with squats, which will actually help us to warm up. If you do have dumbbells or some kind of weight that you wanna hold, you can. We're gonna do our squats today from here, a little bit wide. When our toes turn in, facing forward, belly button in, and we're gonna press our hips way back. So bring it up and back. Focused on squeezing through our glutes, moving our hips first. So hips move, then the knees. Hips, then the knees. If the knees move at all, you can have a higher squat where the knees don't bend so much, but move the hips, squeeze them, and squeeze. So we're just going to do 1 set in each of our exercises. We'll call 4 more a set of these. And of course, if you're adding arms, you should be getting a nice little warm up here. Let's take it to step touch. Anytime you need it, grab some water. So we've just worked our legs and hips, thighs and hips. Now we're gonna take it to our upper back. And today we're gonna stick with some elbow strikes. So that means you're gonna pretend that there's a board behind you that you're gonna break with your elbows. Press it back. So again, get a little warm up here as we get this and begin to speed it up. So remember, we're working behind the shoulder blades here, stretching through the chest a little bit, keeping our spine tall, belly button in. And again, you can go faster. When we're not using weights, we can go faster. Give ourselves some intensity. All right, 4 more. 2, 1, and rest. Let's give ourselves a big hug, stretch that out. Should be feeling this behind the shoulder blades. Let's take the other arm on top. Any kind of movement that you want to do. All right, and again, get water if you need it. Let's take it to some toes and heels. So we're gonna lift our heels, lift our toes. If you need to, get near a wall for this. You can also play around with it by taking it onto one foot. Of course, you want to do both if you do that. Keep it even. Remember, counterbalance with our upper body. Now let's go ahead and lower our feet. Take it back to some pelvic tilts. Remember, squeezing forward by working our abdominal area. Try to take this out of the glutes this time. And hula hoop. Let's go the other way. And remember to breathe. I'll talk about that a little bit more on this next one. Okay, so let's draw our shoulders back. We're gonna take it to triceps. So let's begin to press back. And again, if you have some dumbbells and want to use that for this, you can. But without the dumbbells, we're gonna push through the heel of our palm. If you want, you can add some other movement. But focus on that movement, pushing back. And again, we can take this a little faster if we don't have the dumbbells. Just a bit more. I don't know about you, but my arms are about to done. And let's rest it. One thing about doing the weight work, we can always take it to a stretch right after we've worked that muscle group. So taking our arm overhead, we can press it back from here. And let's take it to the other side. We are going to do a few more and deeper stretches towards the end of this one. And release. All right, so let's look at our lunge. One thing about our lunge, when we begin to take the one leg back, a lot of people wind up taking it back behind. And you see how that is not very stable. So we want to keep our feet hip distance this way for stability. The next thing we want to consider is beginning to draw that back knee in so that it's underneath our hip. And we want our front knee so that it's over our ankle. If we have both knees bent, we're up on the toes of the back foot, the back heel is up, both toes, both hips pointing forward. So we just straighten and lift up, bend and come down. Straighten to come up, bend to come down. Yeah, the front knee is going forward and back, but our body is going up and down. So imagine this knee is going to touch the floor, which you can do if you want. I'm not going to, but you can. We're just going to do about 12 to 15 of these. 10's a good number if you've never done these before. Just a couple more. Belly button in, shoulders staying over our hips. Again, bending, straightening. One more. Now let's just do a little stretch here. A little forward and back stretch. And bring it up. Walk around a little bit. You want to walk around after this one. Lunges are like basically an exaggerated walk. Want to give them a chance to rest. So when we're ready, we'll take it to the other side. Again, remember, take that one leg straight back, not behind the other, straight back. Begin to bend the back knee so that it comes underneath the hip, and adjust the front leg so that that knee's over the ankle. Everything pointing forward, hips, legs, knees pointing forward. Here we go. Straighten, bend, straighten, bend. Lift up and down, up, down. Again, shoulders over hips. We want to keep our gaze straight ahead. Just a few more. Woo. One more. And again, bring it up, a little stretch forward and back. And walk around. Get some water. I think I will too. Alrighty, on to one more of our favorites, push-ups. Let's begin standing with this and just look at our form. So right now, I've got everything lined up, all my joints stacked, belly button in, shoulders back and down. So we want to bring our elbows into our ribs and then our wrists right in front of our elbows, palms forward. So when we're on the down portion or the ready to push up portion of our push-up, this is where we want to be. Elbows in toward our ribs, pressing back toward our hips. And let's just do a few push-ups right here. Now we can do these on the floor or we can do these at a wall. If we do them at a wall, we want to begin here, stepping up to the wall like this, stepping back, and then lowering in, pushing out. So let's go for 12 push-ups here. If we're on the floor, remember women can do this on their knees, or we can do it on our toes. But let's go for, here we go, belly button lifting up, lower it down, push it up. Elbows back and in. Hopefully you've been counting your own. Go for 12. 8 if this is your first time. And then we'll take a rest. We can take a downward dog or child's pose. But let's go ahead and make our way back up to standing. And let's stretch that out. Deep breaths. One thing about arm balances, they do get our heart rate up. We can even take this deeper if we choose. And like I said, we'll do some deeper stretches here in a moment. We got one more exercise to go, and then we'll take it to some stretches. So we've worked everything by now. We're gonna hit our shoulders next. And that will take care of our whole body for today. Shake it out. So our last one is our scapular retraction or angel wings. We just wanna have a nice sturdy stance, tall spine. Key thing is to take the shoulder blades back and down, lock them into place. Palms forward. If you've got 1 or 2 pound dumbbells, you can use those here. Let's inhale and bring it up. Exhale, bring it down. Or breathe any way you need to at this point. After those push-ups, I'm breathing a little heavier. So this is putting our shoulders through a full range of motion. Let's just check that our shoulders are still locked in place. Working our rotator cuff muscles, those tiniest muscles in our shoulders. But they do so much. All right, we're gonna go for 4 more. Let's check one more time. Shoulders back and down. We wanna keep our shoulders pulling down while we do this. We don't want them to creep up to our shoulders. One more. and shake it all out. So as promised, we'll stretch it out a little bit. We'll do these stretches standing also. So let's take one leg forward. We're gonna push our tush way back and either brace ourselves on the standing leg. We can reach one hand or both forward. We're all finding what works for us. And let's go ahead and roll it up, take it to the other side. Now let's bring it up from here. We're going to find our lunge. This time we're going to push that back heel down, push our hips forward. Now let's go ahead and reach our hands back, clasp, and open up. And we're going to release from here, straighten the front leg and just come a little forward, or all the way forward if you're feeling it. And let's bring it up. We'll take it to the other side. So again, start with the lunge, hips forward. Let's reach back, open up. And hands to our hips again. Let's just come forward any amount. And let's bring it up from here. We're going to keep our legs wide. Toes pointed in just a little bit. Let's come forward. So we come halfway forward. If you're feeling it, take it further. Hands to the floor or our feet. Now let's just shake out our head wherever we are. Let it rock. And we're going to bring it back up halfway or all the way. Lunge over to one side and hold. And let's take it to the other side. And back to the center. We're going to try a little back bend. We're going to make easy fists. Easy fists. Place them on our bottoms. We're going to roll our shoulders back and of course forward with our hips, and then back through our shoulders. And we can keep our gaze straight ahead. If we're feeling it, we can extend open through the crown of our head. We should be able to get some deep breaths here. Let's draw it up and we're going to come forward, hinging at our hips, hips to our ceiling, and release. Again, shaking out our head. And let's bring it up. All right, let's take that one arm up and back again. Just for fun, we're going to reach the other arm around and up. See how close our fingers get to each other. Just find a spot on your back. And let's release. Other arm up and back. And again, we'll reach around, see what happens on this side. There's always one side that doesn't quite go. And let's release from here. We'll take a couple of deep breaths here. And remember, there are some deeper stretch options, or will be, that you can do after this. Make sure to stretch out a little bit more than this. Always good to do. One more deep breath. Thank you for joining me today. See you next time.